Thank you for having me on the show. This is Berney Flowers. I'm running for Congress in the 3rd District of Maryland, and we're going to win. And about me, I am what's special. I'm from North Carolina originally. I spent 21 years in the United States Air Force. After that, I spent another 14 years almost as a senior civilian in the federal government. And I've got some insights that are a little bit different and more authentic from spending so much time in the government. I think I've got something I can offer to the voters. And we've got a lot of things we got to fix, and we got to bring people together more than anything. And I'm trying to unify people. That's what we're about here. Um, we got to fix this immigration thing. And the bottom line is the Latino community brings a lot to the table as far as new businesses and things like that. They're a driving force, and just a lot we need to bring. I'd like to start with Head Start. Because a lot of kids are born in this country and English is a second language for them. So, with that said, it would be very important to make sure that they get a bearing in English and they get an opportunity to be taught. And, early education generally results in a better overall person. So, I like to start right there. Another thing I'd like to do is try to help, with an audit of some of the loans that have been given from the federal government to the various communities, because I don't think that's been audited. And I think that we would find that a lot of Latino communities are not getting the government loans that are being promised to other communities. And we need to work on that and make sure things are fair. I believe in meritocracy, but sometimes the system isn't quite fair. And I want to make things fair for everyone. And so, got another thing, childcare. A lot of people these days are having to work 2 jobs to keep a family running, and childcare is very important. Well, let's take some of these dreamer kids and make them healthcare workers, make them childcare workers. Use our federal government and our audit system to find out where there are problems and where we need workers, and train those people up on things that need to be done for the rest of the community. So there's just a lot of things that need to be done. Hispanic people are very, very hardworking people. And the issue of the day is, again, a lot of the mortgages, a lot of the business loans and things like that are just simply, they're being overlooked. And we need to make sure things are fair. Some people can get credit very easily. I don't want to get deeply into that. And then some people can't. And, money makes things equal. And so if the federal government is going to send money overseas to make war on other people, why can't they help, young Hispanics who are trying to start businesses uh, get the loans that they need? And they say that they do. I say, let's audit, let's make sure things are out on the table. And so everybody gets a fair shot. And that's kind of my background. I'm from a farming community back in North Carolina, and I got a fair shot back in the 80s, and I've done okay. I'm middle class. Let's build a middle class. Let's make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to be part of the middle class. Race and ethnicity are not so much a player anymore. What we've got is there are some people that are wealthy and then some people are not. I think we need to focus on those people that are not, especially in the Hispanic community and the Black community. And just, I know Black people that are wealthy. We've got Black billionaires. We've got Hispanic billionaires. They don't need help. Who needs help are poor people out. But of course,
Yeah.
we need to establish pathways to success. And there are a lot of jobs that are going unfilled. And we need to start with some of those STEM jobs. And some of these kids are being identified as early as the 7th and 8th grade and steered into STEM jobs. And we need a little bit of that in the Latin community. And I think we need to do that and start with the elementary and schools and the middle schools, and start very, very early, because these days the tech companies are some of them are even training kids as early as 12, 13 years old. So we need to take advantage of that and have the schools work together with the employers. And again, we need to try to steer those academically gifted children towards some of those higher education schools, because a lot of those schools are legacy. And what I mean by that is there might be somebody who graduated from there 3 generations ago and their kids get in easy. Well, what about the kid who's like me, who comes from a poor community and he wants to go to Harvard or Yale or somewhere like that? I know people that have worked their way in. And so we need to make that available for everyone. So that's how I feel about it. I believe in meritocracy, what is the bottom line for
Yes.
me. It is an absolute mess. The Biden administration has done terribly. The first thing we need to do is secure the border. We've got a real problem there. Take a pause, because this thing is, if we try to attack immigration reform as a whole system, that's never going to work. We've been trying to do that for a long time and we've got nothing but failure. So I say start with the border, get that thing fixed, identify folks, and then let it go state by state, because every state doesn't necessarily have the same issue, and we should, as a big government, should be able to work on those things as individuals. People are individuals; they don't always have the same problems, and our government, our federal government, is big enough and should be adept enough to attack people, not necessarily attack, to help people at an individual basis. But this idea, we need to target people. But this idea of having this comprehensive immigration reform is never going to work. There's so many people in this country with so many different stories, and our government should be big enough to handle them all, I think.
Well,
The thing is that most Latino people I know are family oriented people. They have families, they're religious, they're just like me. And if they don't participate in government, they're going to have to deal with the aftermath. And there are people that are trying to take advantage of the system. And I believe that everybody should take their opportunity. It's a God given opportunity to vote and speak your mind. And again, the family oriented people are being left out of the equation. And we got to do better. Otherwise, our country is going to turn into something that most people won't like, and our children will be left to the side and not taken care of. We've got to take care of our families, and voting is part of that. And me, as a congressional, candidate, I'm all about the family. And that's what I'm trying to do, is protect our family, protect our middle class, protect our way of life. And the Latino community has a lot to do with that.